You wondering why you single and you keep getting cheated on? Look down.
Yeah, I don't agree with this. Women stick around for a lot more crappier reasons and still don't cheat. But if you just want to use this as an excuse to not take accountability for your immature actions, then just say that.
Guys, I always find these videos absolutely hilarious. It always seems to be an older woman lecturing a younger woman about her life choices. It's almost as if, guys, they start to take the side of men, they start to empathize with men when it becomes necessary for them to do so. When they're getting into their older years, past their party years, and they're looking at the possibility that they might need a provider to help them with the rest of their life. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, we're going to be reacting to this particular TikTok here, guys. So as we watch it together, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, if you're liking the videos. And as always, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description for exclusive videos and bits and pieces over there. But guys, we're going to jump straight into this one, and it's pretty funny.
If that was the issue for you and you weren't woman enough to communicate that to him, but instead give yourself to him still, then cheat on him and then talk crap about him later, what does that say about your character? Number
It's really entertaining to watch. You know how, guys, we watch TikToks on this channel, right? And you'll see girls try and shame men into doing stuff. Oh, if he doesn't give you money, if he doesn't look after you, if he doesn't provide for you, it says a lot of negative things about his character. It's always funny to watch these girls use those same kinds of shaming tactics against one another. It's just, it's super interesting, isn't it?
one, he don't have any control over that. And number two, I know plenty of women who have went crazy, ballistic, stalking these men, blowing their phones up, begging them to be with them, and they had a small eggplant. So I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's some little girl stuff. That's not facts.
There it is, guys. The little girl shaming things. Now, obviously, I'm just making assumptions about this person. Maybe, guys, maybe she doesn't need a beta provider at this point in her life, but, you know, it's just always interesting to note how it seems very coincidental, right? When girls want to defend men or talk about how womanism has ruined society, it always comes from a position where they have something to gain. It's very strange to watch. But guys, we're going to jump straight into, as I guess Joker would call them, the first loss of today. And we're going to kick it off with a meme. Guys, a lot of these girls will hit 30 and 40, and they'll think to themselves, wait a minute, where have all the good men gone? You'll notice at the beginning of the TikTok, that particular lady who was talking about the cheating, not the second lady, the first one, there's a good chance she'll end up something like this. And the reason for that is because as girls get older, they continue to go on the CC. They continue to have their fun into their 30s, 40s, and God forbid, even beyond. They start to realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm running out of time to have a family. And a lot of the times, their family ends up looking like this because they run out of time, guys. You know, it's men are sold this idea that you should just give away your power in relationships. Hell, it doesn't matter what you do as a man. You're a good guy if you give away your commitment to her for just because, right? We're just expected to give away our commitment for the queen, I suppose. But guys, we're going to be jumping into this article here, and this is from our favorite catalog gentleman, Thought Catalog. And, you know, the theme of today's show, guys, is after the girls have done all of these terrible decisions, after they've gone through the CC, after they've ruined their body, what kind of things do they start learning? Okay, and now this list is titled 25 Important Things I've Learned About Life by 25. 25 is kind of a point where if a girl has been partying, if she's been out on the CC, doing her thing, healing herself, whatever they choose to call it, this is kind of the age where some of them start to realize, hey, wait a minute, something's a little bit off. If I go out drinking every weekend, and I start to ruin my body, they sense the drop off in attention. Okay, as soon as they start to ruin their body, and you'll get an idea, guys. As we go down here, you'll start to notice the theme is that they've kind of ruined themselves a bit. So let's have a look at this. I turn 25 soon. 25. My 20s are almost halfway over. The realization slammed into me like a semi-truck, and thoughts of what if and how much time I've wasted on stupid things immediately started swirling through my mind. After I stopped panicking, I instead started reflecting on what I've learned. There's still so much knowledge left to obtain, and so many more years to do it. In the meantime, though, here are 25 important life lessons that I've learned before my 25th birthday, and the inevitable quarter-life crisis that will surely come along with it. Guys, I already know we have some of the elder gentlemen absolutely laughing right now at the idea that we're about to get life advice from a 25-year-old, who's spent her time partying and ruining her body. But let's just crack right into it. Family is everything. Whether it be your biological family or your chosen family, the people you have in your corner who you turn to when things get rough are the most important people in your life, and you never know when you may lose them. Don't take advantage of them. Put them on top of your priority list, only after yourself. I mean, isn't it just an interesting choice of words, okay? The first point is on family. And the age is when girls start to realize, hey, wait a minute. If I want to have a family, I actually have to start thinking about this, right? Because girls are only fertile for a relatively short window. A lot of these girls will think, well, I have time. I can just put it off. I can put off getting a partner for another few years. But what they don't realize is that their eggs are drying up. Some of them come to this realization earlier than others, and they want to kind of rush out of family. So it's kind of fitting that family is everything. But before we move on to the next point, I just want to point out this thing right here. Okay? She says, don't take advantage of them. Now, I don't know about you gentlemen, but if I was making a list like this, I would not feel the need to put don't take advantage of your family in life advice. That's something that kind of goes without saying. See, girls, if you let them talk, they just tell on themselves. Like, how clear of an indication of character is this, gentlemen? It's really damn clear. If you have to say this, you've been in a situation where you take advantage of your family. Okay, and that's just some questionable character right off the bat. But let's keep going. Maybe we'll skip to some interesting ones. All right, let's have a look. This one's a good one right here, gentlemen. No is a necessary vocabulary word. I'm the type of person who says yes or volunteers for things even when I know I don't have time to do it. I'm naturally a giver, but my anxiety can only take so much. Free yourself from burdens by saying no. It's not as big of a deal as your mind makes it out to be. Yes, it is. Okay, so let me put there's a few notes we can make on here, guys. The first one is I just want to address this last bit first. It's not as big of a deal as your mind makes it out to be. Translation. She's concerned that if she says no to Chad, she's going to be cut off from Chad because he has other options. Girls will stress about saying no when there's something on the line. Girls will have no problem saying no to guys that they're not attracted to. These boundaries, I'm kind of tired tonight, or I don't feel like it, or I don't like your opinion here. Those kind of objections come up when you're, for lack of a better word, lower value in her eyes, when she's not as attracted to you. So girls can play this game all they want about no being a necessary vocabulary word. When Chad comes along, the answer is yes. It is pretty much always yes. Okay, so if you're a guy in a relationship and you're getting a lot of no's, I hate to be the one to tell you, my guy, but get out of there. It's just absolutely not worth it. Okay? Don't say yes to a one-time discount. When I was a teenager, credit card debt was something I promised I would never have. Fast forward to 22. I'm a fresh college graduate in a weird spot mentally. Isn't this just interesting choice of words? And truly on my own for the first time. 3 years later, and well, I have a lot of nice things, but I probably can't buy a house anytime soon. Don't fall into the trap. Guys, colleges are a business. These girls will go into college, and here's what they'll do. They'll go into college, they'll go from guy to guy, they'll rack up debt, they'll approach 25, they'll hit 25, they'll start to think to themselves, hey, wait a minute, I'm getting less attention, and now they need to buy themselves some more time. Okay, and wouldn't you look at that, the next point is having more time. Okay, these girls want to put off life as if it's something that just doesn't pass you by. You can You can ruin your body. You can ruin your finances. And you know what? You still have time, apparently. Guys, I will never understand how girls in particular will go through life with no kind of plan, right? I've talked to girls before, and they'll tell me, "Oh yeah, I've got $7.10 in my bank account right now, and I have some afterpay payments that I need to pay next week. But don't worry, I get paid on Monday." One, as if I give a crap about their financial situation, and two, how outright irresponsible is that? Now, I want you guys to take this a step further and imagine that you take a person like that and you put them in a relationship. Okay, where's the responsibility? Where's the impulse control? Guys, if you're a guy out there, you're looking for a relationship and stuff like that, one, I wouldn't recommend that you look for a relationship, because even if you're looking for a relationship is how you drive away girls. But let's just say you are a guy and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm kind of getting along in life. I'd like to have a family one day. If you're looking for a girl, impulsivity is one of the worst characteristics a girl can have that you would like to have in your life. Okay, if she cannot manage finances, she will not be able to, how do I say this? Not go and see Chad when he pops up. Her ex will ring around and she'll think to herself, oh, well, and the impulses will kick in and she'll be out the damn door. Impulsivity is not a characteristic. I'm going to say it again. Impulsivity is not a characteristic that you want your girl to have. It is an incredibly dangerous characteristic, and it's an unstable one. If you're looking to set up a family and stuff like that, guys, I mean, you can't get a more red flag than impulsivity. And, things like tattoos and stuff like that indicate that as well. So just be on the lookout for that. But let's jump into these next points, gentlemen. You have time. It's okay if your life doesn't look exactly like how you wanted it to when you wanted it to. Good things take time. I'm still learning this one. I'll come back to this in a second, but we're going to read a bit more. It's okay to be disappointed, but it's not okay to give up. I'm a big fan of feeling my emotions, and what I've learned is that it's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. It's okay to wallow in self-pity and let your disappointment eat at you for a while. Just don't let it consume you. Don't let it stop you from chasing after your dreams or living your best life. Instead, let it fuel you. We'll come back to this one in a second as well, but we're just going to read this one before we start to address these. And you guys already know how ridiculous these are already. Vegetables are good for you. For someone whose favorite color is green, I always adamantly am against green foods. But seriously, they're good for you, and you just have to learn how to cook them the right way. You'll be better for it. Okay, so what have we got, guys? Let's just chalk up these 3 points real quick here. Number one, she thinks she has time. She doesn't. Number two, it's okay to be disappointed, but it's not okay to give up. The translation here, gentlemen, is I could not catch Chad, but don't worry, I'll keep trying, and hopefully eating vegetables will fix my bad body. These articles, gentlemen, it's like I listen to these and I read these, and I think I'm so happy, right, that I'm not in this situation. Okay, it's like when you guys read articles like this with me, when we watch TikTok videos together, oftentimes I get messages from guys who feel like they've just dodged a bullet. And a lot of the times it's because they have dodged a bullet. Girls like this, if you invite them into your life, will cause issues. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. I don't say that to be rude to the person. I genuinely don't. I'm saying that so that the guys who think that you can just invite any girl to your life and things are going to be okay. She's not going to cheat. She's not going to seek out another guy. Oh, don't worry, she's a unicorn, stuff like that. Without knowing the signs properly, first of all, I mean, you can only really expect bad things. Okay? So it's just absolutely ridiculous, man. And let's just kick it off with the last few points here, gentlemen. Fad diets aren't sustainable. Ask for help. You don't have to be honest about everything. Let's just get into the first one. They're a good way to kickstart weight loss, sure, but unless you make serious lifestyle changes, you won't see results that stick. Asking for help. Believe it or not, you aren't alone in whatever fight you're facing. We're going to come back to that because that might be true for women, but it is certainly not true for men. People have gone through what you're going through. It just takes you gathering the courage to ask for help to realize that. And again, on the honesty one, let me clarify here. I don't think anyone should be a pathological liar. What I'm saying is your business is your own. You don't have to share it with everyone if you choose not to. If protecting yourself means skirting the truth every once in a while, there's no harm in that. This is just beyond hilarious because the translation here, guys, is you. It's not about what she says it is, okay? Right? She kind of tries to brush it off as this, oh, everyone lies, everyone doesn't tell the truth from time to time. Now, what she's really saying here is you don't have to disclose your past to a new partner. A lot of guys will be in relationships with girls for long-term periods, even short ones, right? And then the relationship will come to an end, and that guy will be absolutely gobsmacked that the girl ends up with a new guy within 2 months. Okay, and he'll be even more gobsmacked when he finds out, hey, wait a minute, she said I was her first, but it seems like she's had a lot of partners before me. Okay, guys, girls will lie about their past all of the damn time, and the reason why they do that is because, especially in the case of securing a beta provider, what they want to do is not offend the guy enough so that he gets scared off. Because if you tell a guy, this is incredibly damaging to a relationship. If a girl has had a lot of partners, it indicates that she's not fit for long-term commitment. She's not fit for any sort of commitment, to be honest. So girls will lie about that, knowing that guys will dismiss them based on that criteria. Okay, so we're just going to be justified. See, she wants to justify it as not being anyone else's business, but when you're in some sort of a partnership, that becomes someone else's business very quickly, especially when you start talking about marriage, you start talking about kids, you start talking about sharing finances, and you start talking about the court system. Okay? It ceases to be your business. All right, but these girls want to not tell you things. So, guys, if you're in a relationship, just be very clear, understand the body count of your girl, and if it's a high digit, expect that you're not going to be the last boyfriend that she has. If you're boyfriend number 47, 26, I don't care. Anything above 1, really. Don't expect to be her last one, okay? And we're going to touch on this before we wrap up the video, guys. And this one here is asking for help. So believe it or not, you aren't alone in whatever fight you're facing. Guys, I don't mean to be particularly pessimistic about this, and I don't mean to be a particular downer on this particular issue. But as a guy, you're going to be alone a lot of the time. And the reason for that is because, like, there's not generally an incentive to help men. If a girl asks for help, she's going to get help. She's going to get some white knight to come along to fix her tire, fix her problem, fix her propane tank, right? As we saw a couple videos ago. Some guy is going to come along and pick up the pieces for her. And that kind of benefit is not something that's afforded to men, generally speaking. Okay, so as a guy, one of the best skills that you can have, in my opinion, is having the ability to just be alone and be by yourself for extended periods of time. Going to the gym by yourself, doing your work by yourself, living your life by yourself. Because at the end of the day, there's not, excuse me, there's generally not going to be someone there to pick you up and to kind of put you back together. See, a lot of guys want to kind of outsource that to, that's the reason why they want a girlfriend, right? They want a girlfriend because, hey, if I'm feeling down, I can have someone to rely on. Hey, if I'm going through something, someone will be by my side. But what you start to realize as you gain more and more experience with girls, guys, is you realize that those sorts of experiences, when you're down for long periods of time, when you're struggling for long periods of time, what it actually does is it runs off people, particularly girls, because it comes off as weakness to them. You want to cry in front of your girl, you want to tell her all of your problems, and while you're doing that, her attraction for you is just getting lower and lower. Okay, so this is, great point, but it's not something that is afforded to men, unfortunately. Depending on where you live, there are free healthcare systems and stuff like that. I don't know where you live in the country, in what country you live in, guys, but there are certain resources available to people. So if you're going through something as a dude, I would encourage you to go to therapy and stuff like that. One thing I will say as a final note on this point is, if you're a guy and you're going to therapy, make sure your therapist or whoever you're seeing is someone who you actually respect. So typically an older man is who I would recommend for that. Because if you get someone who you don't respect, Like we did a video earlier this week, and the girl who wrote it wrote an article similar to this, and she was a practicing clinician, guys. So if you want to receive life help from someone who writes articles like this, I mean, be my guest. But at the end of the day, you should be seeing someone who you respect. Okay. But guys, we're going to wrap up today's video there. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a comment what you guys think about today's points. If you disagree with anything I said, feel free to do so in the comments, gentlemen. That's what they're there for. Subscribe if you're new or if you enjoyed the video. And as always, gentlemen, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description. There's exclusive videos and bits and pieces over there. So if you're interested in becoming a supporter, make sure you check out that link in the description. But gentlemen, we're going to call it there. And take care, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.